So good morning students. Today our topic is life cycle of mosses in bryophytes. This is the last topic of bryophytes, and tomorrow we would start with the pteridophytes. So today we would discuss about specifically about mosses, the life cycle of mosses, and then the difference between liverworts and mosses. In the life cycle of mosses, bryophytes, as you know, gametophytic phase, as you know, that is the life cycle of bryophytes. They are haplodiploidic life cycle, alternation of generations, two phases, is gametophytic phase and sporophytic phase in the life cycle of bryophytes. And out of them, gametophytic phase is predominant phase, and sporophytic phase is dependent on gametophytic phase for stability and for water. So in the life cycle of mosses, this is the gametophytic body, and here you can see this antheridium, and this antheridium is producing sperms, male gametes. This is antheridial head. Similarly, this is archegonial head, and this egg cell is present in the protective layer of venter. Venter actually a protective layer and has no cell wall, and inside the venter, egg cell is being protected. Then this egg cell from this archegonial head and sperms from antheridium or antheridial head, they got released from the respective structures, and they come together for fusion or the process of fertilization. Then fertilization takes place, and here you can see this is venter. Venter, as I told you earlier, the structure which holds egg uh, with it. This is venter, and inside this venter you can see after the fertilization of sperm and egg, zygote has been formed, and this zygote is being protected by this neck wall and this neck canal. Okay, and after this, the change happened. This zygote would undergo mitotic division. Cells will be multiplied and would develop into embryo. This is early embryo with mitotic activity, and this is venter, a protective sac-like structure in which the embryo is present. Zygote was present means it begins with egg, because everything has been taken place inside that protective venter wall. This is early embryo, this is venter and venter wall, and as I told you, it has no cell wall. Venter lies at the base of neck and contains egg or zygote. Then this early embryo now would, you can see over here, it would start germinating and acquires a structure like this, and it would be differentiated into foot, setae, and capsule or head. This is, you can see the structure over here. This is foot. This is actually this venter wall. This venter now gets enlarged. You can see enlarged venter wall, and this embryo now has started germinating. This is the foot part of embryo, seta part of embryo, and this is the capsule of the head part. Protective means it protects the embryonic part, this capsule, and this capsule is further protected by another structure known as calyptra. This calyptra structure is protective in nature and protects capsule or head part of this embryo or germinating embryo. What is this calyptra? As I written over here, this is enlarged archegonial venter. Nothing but the modification of this venter wall. Enlarged archegonial venter protects capsule containing embryonic sporophyte. Okay, so this calyptra actually protects this embryonic sporophyte, and this embryonic sporophyte is actually protected by capsule. Capsule is protected by calyptra. Okay. Then this structure now would be modified into this structure foot. Here you can see appearance of the mature plant. Now you can see over here foot, setae, and this calyptra, and inside this calyptra this is embryonic sporophyte is present inside this structure along with capsule. Now when this part gets matured, you can see over here this whole part, you can see over here when it gets matured. This is the seta part, this is the capsule part, and when these spores gets released from this capsule, this is operculum. It's like a flip. It's like a flip or a cover over the actually capsule. This operculum breaks down along with this calyptra, this protective sheet, and spores get released from this capsule. Okay, and the capsule part of in case of liverworts, this capsule part is fertile in nature, or capsule is fertile part of sporangium in case of liverworts. So now when this calyptra region gets matured, spores get released from this structure, and when spores get released, they would modify into this thread-like chain of cells, and that forms earliest stage of the life cycle of mosses, which is known as protonema. So protonema stage is the earliest stage in the life cycle of mosses, bryophytes. Okay, and this protonema is now going to change into a mature plant structure of bryophytes. You can see over here. So when we start differentiating liverworts and mosses, we would get there is no protonema stage. When we have done in the last lecture life cycle of liverworts, there was nothing about protonema. That means protonema stage is absent in liverworts, but in case of mosses, as you are seeing over here, this protonema stage, which is earliest juvenile filamentous stage, is present in case of the life cycle of mosses. Rhizoids. These are rhizoids. These are developing rhizoids, and actually they function as a hook to the substratum. Okay. So in case of liverworts, these rhizoids are unicellular, but in case of mosses, they are multicellular. So multicellular rhizoids in case of mosses, and in case of liverworts, unicellular rhizoids. Elaters, actually, as you have seen, in case of liverworts, elaters were present inside you can say inside that capsule, and elaters, the function of elaters is in dehiscence of spores. So elaters for dehiscence in case of liverworts, but there is nothing like elaters or any kind of structure in case of mosses. And then capsule is fertile part of sporangium in case of liverworts, and in case of mosses, this capsule produces haploid spores, neospores, as you can see over here. So it's all about life cycle of mosses. We have done the life cycle of liverworts, and the difference between liverworts and mosses. It's all about bryophytes, and tomorrow we will discuss about pteridophytes. Thank you.